Hi friends and family, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Leah and this is Leah's Simple Kitchen. And tonight we're going to make a dinner that I did not realize that my sister liked as much as she did. But apparently she does, and she wants to make my beef stroganoff. Now I already have a video using ground beef making this, but the way I've traditionally made it, most of the years I've made it, which has been many years, has been with steak. It's been with some kind of steak. So I'm going to make it that way tonight so that she has this recipe so that she will always know how to make it and have instructions on how to do it. It's super easy, super simple. If you need something easy to put in your rotation, then this will be the recipe for you. Okay, so like the video if you do like it. And leave me comments if you like it or if you have other ways that you make this that we can all learn from. That would be great. And subscribe to the channel. That helps keep me motivated to make more videos. And I'm really enjoying it, so I hope you do subscribe. Do that now if you can. And let's get started cooking. All right, here's what we're going to need to get started. We're going to need a pot to boil water in. And let's go ahead and get that going. We're going to need a skillet, and so the ingredients is going to be a couple cans of cream of mushroom soup and beef mushroom soup. That's optional, but I have often added that. A can of green beans, some pepper, some salt, some onion powder and garlic powder if you want to use that. I normally don't use garlic powder, but we could put a little bit of that in there too. We have a package of noodles. And I have 2 packages of New York steak, which are, it's probably about 1.5 pounds total. All right, so just your normal utensils, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we want to do is get our meat prepped while our water is starting on the stove. So we have some salted water in our pot, and that'll be for our noodles. Okay, so this meat is still partially frozen, probably half frozen to be honest. And what I want to do, it's a lot easier to cut if it is frozen because we are going to cut this into small strips. So just start at one end and just cut. This is probably going to be like 1/8 thick, between 1/8 and 1/4. So you just want it bite size. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to cut it just in these strips. Just put it on my plate there. Just keep going. If you want to remove some of that fat, trim that off, go ahead and do that. But it's a lot easier when this is partially frozen to do that. If your meat's all the way thawed out, go ahead and just stick it in the freezer for about 15 or 20 minutes and get it frozen. And that makes it a little bit easier. So I have a big piece of fat there, so that might be a doggy treat later. Just get that all on there. Okay, so I have one more package of this that I had bought when this New York strip was on sale. So I repackaged it and froze it because when it's on sale, that's when I want to buy it. Okay, so I will finish cutting these up and then we'll move on. All right, so moving on to the next stage, we have a large, kind of a deep skillet. This one, as you can see, is well used, but so we're going to turn this on medium high, not quite so high. We don't want to get it too burnt, although I do want a nice crust on these, kind of a little bit of a char. I think that tastes really good. So I'm just going to start out with a little bit of oil in my pan. This meat's kind of lean, so I don't think it's going to have enough fat to cook on its own. So let's get it started. So I'm just going to put it all in the skillet. And we've got a couple pieces here for the dogs, so I'll leave those pieces out for now. All right, so we want to get that cooking. So I usually get it into a single layer if I can. This is probably 1.5 pounds of meat, cut into about 1/8 to 1/4 inch strips. Like I said, they're probably no more than 2 inches long. That's a good bite size, so try to keep it at that. That's how I do it. Okay, all right, so my pan's not hot enough yet to get this sizzling. So this is the step. Our water is still in the back, our salted water. It's heating up for the noodles, and so I'll be back in a minute when we get this ready to start adding. Okay, so our meat is cooking pretty good now. So I haven't moved it around too much. I'm still trying to get that bottom, a good color on that bottom. If at any time you feel like there's too much liquid in here, maybe there's too much oil or whatever, feel free to take a paper towel and blot that out. I'm okay for now, so I'm good. But at this point, while I still have this raw side, I'm going to go ahead and salt and pepper. Not a lot comes out of that shaker. So that might have looked like a lot, but it wasn't. And I'm not putting any certain amount in, right? I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder. Okay, so that's really all the seasoning I'm gonna use. Now I'm gonna mix that all up. If you're confused about salt and pepper, I'm talking to my sister. All the recipes you see generally call for 1 tablespoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So the salt is always, seems like it's double the amount of the pepper. So you can always start with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Start there, and then you can start doing your taste test, and if you need more, you can add more. Okay, so that's kind of a general rule. I just want to put that out there for her if she's confused. And then as far as the onion and the garlic powder, I just sprinkled it over the whole top, and then that was good. Not a thick layer, just enough to get it, get a little bit on every piece. Okay. So this is cooking pretty fast. Just try to get it all cooked before we start adding in to make our sauce. Now my water is starting to boil. We're not quite there yet. So we're going to let that go. Okay. So here's the sauce that I make, and this is super easy. This is such a cheater recipe. You guys are gonna love it. Now, if you guys are seeing the steam coming off my pans, I do not have my fan on because I think it's gonna be too noisy, so I'm just not gonna use it right now. Okay, put that over there. All right, so 1 can of cream of mushroom. Okay, that's good. And then we're going to have 2 cans of cream of mushroom. And that liquid in the bottom of the skillet is going to flavor, and it's going to make this a nice color. So you don't have to get rid of that liquid. That's just more flavor. So don't worry about that. But if you want to, if you're uncomfortable with it, go ahead and remove it. Okay, so we're going to mix that cream of mushroom soup in. It's going to be thick. Let me show you. Oops. Okay. So it's pretty thick. Whoops, I'm so sorry. Let me get it right. There it is. Okay, so we're just going to keep heating that up. Now, if it winds up being too thick, which can happen, then you can just add a little bit of milk to it. Now, I sometimes do, and I don't always, but you can do this, is add a can of beefy mushroom. So that gives it a darker color and a nice flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. See how much more liquid that is? See, it just pours in. That gives it a nice flavor, and it loosens that other cream of mushroom soup up a little bit, so you don't have to add milk or water or whatever. So that'll loosen it up a little bit. And I like the way that looks. Let me go back to my big spatula. Okay, so we're just adding that in. Now, I know this isn't quite traditional. Most people will, want to put in their cream cheese and sour cream or whatever they do with their stroganoff. And you can do that at this point. If you want to add in, say, 4 ounces, which would be a half a package of cream cheese, you can do that. And that would be just fine. Traditionally, the way I've always made this, I didn't. This was it. And then at some point when my son was young, I don't know, 8, 10 years old, maybe earlier, I started adding in a can of green beans because he didn't like to eat vegetables. So that's how I snuck it in. And adding 2 cans of green beans is fine too. Or if you have a different vegetable that you like. Now I'm using canned because this was in my rotation. This was just an easy, simple go-to recipe made with pantry staples, right? So everything here, you could have your meat frozen and then everything else is in your pantry. So if you came home from work and you didn't know what to make, this was always super easy and everybody loved it. So so this was always my go-to, one of my go-tos. Okay, let me show you what that looks like now. So see the color? You can see we're starting to bubble a little bit here. So we can go ahead and turn this down. Oh, it looks like I had turned it up to get that meat going. So we're turning it down. We can turn it actually to low. I'm on about a 4 out of 10 on my electric stove top, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so my water is boiling over here, so let me get my noodles. So just 1 package. I generally cook the whole package because I don't know, what am I going to do with the leftovers? And I'd rather have all that I need than to be short. Okay, let me get a spoon for that. Got this little spider utensil, which I use a lot. So I actually use this for noodles, and I use this for cooking quite a bit. If I'm blanching, this is a tool that if you don't have, you might want to get. I find it really handy. All right. So you can see we're bubbling here. So we're just going to cook this now. This is kind of going to be at a simmer. Let's turn it down even more because everything in here is pretty much, it doesn't need to be cooked. So we're just incorporating. So we're just simmering it now. Okay, so this can simmer on low until our noodles are done, and then we will add our noodles here. Okay, and then that's it. We're done. If you want to add a little bit of cheese to garnish with, or some parsley to garnish. I don't worry about garnish because nobody here cares what it looks like. They just want a good dinner on the table. And so that's all I worry about. Sometimes I garnish, but most of the time nobody cares, so I don't bother. Okay. So that is now just going to be on low. It's just going to stay like this until our noodles are ready. And we'll go ahead and get cleaned up while we're waiting for that. All right, so the noodles are done. They can be a little bit undercooked because if you want to leave it in the sauce, it'll cook more. Or if you finished them and they're all the way cooked the way you like them, you can put them in here, mix them up, and you're done. Okay? So my husband came through and took a taste test, and he thought that this was too salty. So, and I don't think I put very much salt in it. So, but he always thinks I'm trying to kill him with salt. So he's very sensitive to salt. So he thought it was a little salty. So for that reason, I did drain my noodles and rinse them because they were cooked in salt water, right? Which you normally do. So just to be on the safe side that it wasn't going to be overwhelming salt to him, I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and, so we have two options here. We could take our noodles out and we can serve it with the sauce over the noodles. So we could do that. So let's look at that, see what that looks like. So let's get noodles on the plate. So that's a fair amount. And then, oops, let's get my spoon to not stick to my paper towel. And then we can serve the sauce, the meat sauce, right over the top. Very nice. Or what we could do, I'm going to turn this off now. What we could do is we could put the noodles into the sauce and mix it all up and just have it that way. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I did make a piece of bread to go with it because that's how my husband will like it. So that's what we have right there. Stroganoff with a piece of garlic bread, and that's beautiful, yummy. Okay, or if we want to just go ahead and add these noodles, and I would not add them all at once because you may have overcooked the noodles. Not that you may have overcooked, you may have cooked too many noodles. And if you like your stroganoff saucy, then you're going to want to go easy on the noodles. I usually make the full package and I have to throw some of those away or use it for something else. Because I'd rather have this a saucy mixture rather than have too many noodles. And then if you have leftovers, this will dry out a bit, so then it'll get even less thick and saucy. Okay, so there we are. Get that out of the way. So as you can see, we've got the steak, the noodles, and the sauce, and the green beans. You can see all that in there. Okay. I'm going to get this back down. All right. The beef stroganoff is done. It's been eaten. Everybody loved it. It was not too salty, so everything worked out just good. And we're done. So I hope you guys try this. Please like the video for me and subscribe to the channel. That helps me out. And I hope my sister tries this, and I hope she loves it just like she does when I cook it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your time. I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, have fun. Bye.